the coordinator with Maryland FarmLink, and he's going to do some presenting. Maryland FarmLink is ag still important for Maryland, so I will hand it over to Greg.
Hi, my name is Greg Bowen. I've spent a lifetime around farming and working on farmland preservation, land use planning, and ag policies at the local level. I'm going to be talking about some very important decisions leading up to leasing a farm, and there's much to discuss. When you're looking for farmland, you're really looking to start a business or to expand a business. Profitability is a factor. One of the advantages of leasing is that you have more flexibility as to where you want to farm. It's easier to pick up and move. So, some slides. Maryland lost nearly 3 million acres of farmland in the 20th century, and there were questions as to whether there'd even be land to farm in the 21st. However, land preservation programs have cut farmland loss to 1/5 of 1% per year over the last 10 years, and that brings about hope for the future of agriculture in Maryland. And the market value of ag products sold has been trending upward in the 21st century, growing 24% between 2007 and 2012, and that's comparable to farms in neighboring states. Total crop sales jumped 67% between 2007 and 2012, largely a product of high grain prices and decent growing seasons. Just lost my slides. Oh, wow. Yeah, there's supposed to be more stuff. Okay, okay. So we have a blank slide here, but we'll be getting past that in a second. Livestock sales grew just 1% over the same period. However, those of you in farming probably know that it's livestock's turn to grow now. What a brain. Livestock producers are lower things run and cycle. Uh, Twenty direct sales. Percent places like farmers markets and community support agriculture. More livestock producers are selling their products directly to consumers. At farmers markets, you can now find eggs, steaks, and wine to complement the purchases of vegetables and fruits. And the value of sales of certified or exempt organically produced commodities grew a whopping 118%. So the trends point to good markets for those who want to farm in Maryland, led by poultry, grain and vegetables, and fruit sales direct to consumer. So is there a need for more farmers, uh, uh, for farmers to expand in Maryland? The absolute answer is yes. As you can see, we had a decline in young farmers for decades. Those losses followed the trend that I previously showed, the declining trends in farmland acres. We also lost ag in the classroom in many places, and even young farmers groups faded away. And that led to a significant decrease in farmers under 45 today. As you can see, the largest category of principal farmer in Maryland is those 65 and older. But with all the new interest in farming, what's happened to our young farmers? Why have they found difficulties? Well, we have two surveys that begin to tell the tale. First is out of the National Young Farmers Coalition. Most of these are new farmers who did not grow up on a farm. And then we have a survey conducted by the American Farm Bureau Federation, conducted in 2015. Now, looking at both Farm Bureau Federation, National Young Farm Would category for those who live on a farm or grew up on a farm and those who did not. You also see profitability, business planning, and other issues. Why is access to land so difficult? One factor is that farmland values in many areas of the country are 2 to 3 times what a farmer should be paying to earn a living. Leasing is a valid option. In fact, as Jenny Rose pointed out last week, 64% of all farmland in Maryland is leased. But even leasing is a challenge because most beginning farmers and young farmers have different needs. To find out more about farmers getting access to land, we started a survey at the Maryland FarmLink website saying with the question, and interesting results. First most of the filling out the survey previous survey indicated we are short of. The age brackets where we had the fewest farmers are the ones 35 and under, followed by 35 to 44. And those taking the survey are interested in a wide variety of types of farm production. For example, 80% wanted to grow vegetables and fruits, 40% wanted to grow cattle and dairy, another 52% wanted to raise other types of livestock. Those taking the survey had a wide variety of needs. 60% wanted, oops, sorry, got ahead of myself. 60% wanted the ability to have a house to live in. 70% wanted access to water for crops or livestock. Um, Another 60% wanted assistance with zoning and or covenants. Almost 50% wanted assistance in finding the right leasing documents, and Paul's going to be talking about that. And 60% wanted access to loan resources. For many farmers, leasing makes sense because with land ownership, you have certain challenges. You have more debt, less working capital, less flexibility when business plans change. You have land taxes and other costs, and you have the responsibility of ownership. Advantages of leasing include a place to get started, less debt, more money to invest in equipment and other resources, more family income. But there are disadvantages. First, not knowing the history of the property and conditions of the land. Then there's working with a landlord, some of the issues that Jenny Rhodes talked about last week in a webinar you can see online. There's lack of agreement to terms when problems arise. Again, a need for a good leasing document. About making property don't own. Difficulty in building equity. There's good So one of the questions asked is, what do we know about non-operating landowners? How many are there, and how much land do they lease? Actually, a significant percentage of farm landowners in Maryland and throughout the country are not operators. They may have purchased it for one reason. They may be farm owners that retired. Um, but USDA used to call them lifestyle farmers. Uh, and now, and some of them may have some income off the land now, but there are quite a few in Maryland, and they have different interests than people who are full-time farmers or have just some additional lands to lease. Any other questions?